Book title: Cosmos of Honor, The Legacy of the Nomad's Oath. Style: written in the vein of a best-selling sci-fi author, blending high-stakes space opera with intimate character studies. The narrative traverses the expanse of a vividly imagined distant galaxy, woven through with themes of legacy, camaraderie, moral complexities, and the quest for unity and diversity. Premise: in the year 2099, where humanity has burgeoned across the stars, a renowned space pirate crew aboard the Nomad's Oath embarks on a perilous quest to rescue a kidnapped child, heir to a legacy capable of uniting fractious galactic factions and paving the way for Earth's salvation. This odyssey, fraught with danger, betrayal, and revelations, tests the bonds of friendship, loyalty, and the essence of honor among the stars. Setting: the distant cosmos. A galaxy teeming with diverse life, complex politics, and the remnants of Earth's diaspora. Home to human colonies, alien civilizations, and enigmatic locales, it is a crucible for tales of adventure. Space stations and planets, from bustling trade ports to desolate outposts, settings encapsulate both the grandeur and peril of space exploration. Key locations include Utopian City, Zephyr's Grave asteroids, and the Phantasmagoria Nebula. Main characters: 1. Alyssa, captain of the Nomad's Oath, a figure of quiet strength and profound empathy, particularly for non-human life, propelled by an unshakable moral compass. Her love for animals, embodied by her companion Solaris, a Deshimir, underscores her driving desire to protect all vulnerable beings. 2. Catelyn, Alyssa's first mate and childhood friend. Bold, charismatic, and pragmatic, she complements Alyssa's idealism, shares a deep love for animals, and plays a vital role in the crew's dynamic, ultimately making a profound sacrifice. 3. Kyle, younger and naive, Kyle inadvertently tests the friendship between Alyssa and Catelyn through romantic entanglements. His role evolves from causing turmoil to providing key insights into forgiveness, understanding, and the complexity of relationships. Structure and chapter titles. Part 1, The Unraveling Nebula, Starbound and Earthtide, Introduction to the Galaxy. 2. First Light on the Nomad's Oath, Establishing Alyssa's Leadership. 3. Call of the Void, Introduction of the Main Quest. Part 2, The Tapestry of Shadows. 4. Into the Maw, the crew embarks on their daring mission. 5. Echoes of Utopian City, Confrontation and Alliance Formation. 6. Betrayal in Starlight, Kyle's introduction and the ensuing conflict. Part 3, Through the Eye of the Storm. 7. Nebula Heart, Deep Space Challenges and Personal Revelations. 8. The Sacrifice of Stars, Catelyn's ultimate decision and its impact. 9. Forged in Cosmic Fire, the crew's resolve strengthens, approaching the climax. Part 4, The Harmony of Worlds. 10. Legacy's Call, Climactic Confrontation and Rescue. 11. A New Dawn for the Nomad, Reflection on Sacrifices and Victories. 12. Stars Untold, the crew embarks on future adventures with a renewed purpose. Themes: legacy and honor, explores the weight of heritage both given and chosen, and the forms honor can take in the void of space. Compassion amidst the cosmos, the importance of empathy and protection for all life forms, set against a backdrop of a galaxy rich in diversity. Unity and diversity. The quest highlights the need for unity among various species and cultures to face common threats. Sacrifice and survival. Delve into the complex decisions surrounding personal sacrifice for the greater good and the survival of ideals in a morally ambiguous universe. Tone. The narrative thrives on contrasts between the vast impersonal expanses of space and the intimate bonds that tie the crew of the Nomad's Oath together, between the grandeur of cosmic phenomena and the simple yet profound acts of kindness and bravery. The tone navigates the realm of high-stakes adventure and deep personal introspection, imbuing the tale with both thrilling momentum and heartfelt resonance. Narrative structure. The story unfurls through a third-person omniscient viewpoint, allowing insights into the complex inner lives of the crew and the diverse world around them. This expansive perspective captures the grandiose setting while maintaining a close connection to the characters' emotional journeys. Cosmos of Honor, the legacy of the Nomad's Oath, promises to be both a gripping space opera and a profound exploration of the human and non-human spirit, inviting readers on an unforgettable voyage through the stars and the soul. Starbound and Earthtide. The galaxy stretched out like a canvas of infinite wonder, speckled with the brilliance of countless stars, each telling its own ancient story. Amidst this cosmic sea sailed the Nomad's Oath, a ship bound by more than just the laws of physics, but by a purpose that transcended the mere idea of exploration. It was a silent sentinel in the night, a protector of the weak, and now a harbinger of hope for a mission that seemed as perilous as it was paramount. Captain Alyssa stood at the helm, her gaze lost in the starry expanse. Her hands, steady and sure, navigated the ship through the void as if she were born among the stars themselves. The dim light of the dashboard illuminated her features, casting soft shadows that danced with the rhythm of distant pulsars. Alyssa was a figure of strength, shaped by the void, yet her eyes held a depth of empathy seldom seen in the hardened expanse of space. A Deshimir Solaris nestled quietly at her feet, its shimmering fur blending into the darkness, a living testament to her love for all beings, human or alien. The mission that lay ahead weighed heavily on her mind. The kidnapping of the young heir to the Pax Galaxy Alliance threatened to unravel the fragile peace that had been hard-fought over centuries. It was a task that bore the weight of galaxies, and yet for Alyssa it was also a call to honor, an oath she had taken long ago under starlit skies to be a shield for the innocent. Her first mate, Catelyn, broke the silence, her voice carrying over the hum of the engines. "We're approaching the Zephyr's grave asteroids. It's about time to convene with the crew, chart our course through." Alyssa nodded, her focus shifting. Catelyn, with her boundless energy and strategic mind, was the counterbalance to Alyssa's quiet resolve. They had journeyed through the cosmos side by side, weathering storms both literal and figurative, their bond forged in the crucible of space. "Let's gather everyone in the galley," Alyssa replied, the ghost of a smile crossing her lips. "It's time to plan our next steps." As the crew assembled, each member brought their own slice of the galaxy to the table. Diverse in background and species, they were united under the Nomad's Oath, a testament to Alyssa and Catelyn's belief that strength lay in diversity. From the rakish pilot Jax, whose piloting skills were as legendary as his cheeky wit, to Zara, the enigmatic engineer whose inventions kept the ship at the cutting edge of technology, each member had a role, a story, a purpose. Alyssa outlined the mission, her voice steady. "We've been tasked with navigating through the Phantasmagoria Nebula into the heart of disputed space. Our objective is clear: rescue the kidnapped heir and return them safely. This journey will test us, not just as a crew, but as a family." Catelyn added, "We're not just fighting for a child, we're fighting for the future. For a galaxy where everyone, human or not, has a place. It's going to be dangerous, but I know there's no other crew I'd rather face this with." The room filled with a silent resolve, an unspoken pact among the crew. They were more than just travelers of the cosmos. They were guardians of a fragile hope, warriors for a cause greater than themselves. As the meeting adjourned, Alyssa lingered, her thoughts on the path ahead. It was a journey fraught with unknowns, and yet, beneath the weight of duty, there was a thread of excitement, a chance to make a difference, to live up to the legacy of the Nomad's Oath. The ship hummed to life, charting a course through the asteroid field, its path illuminated by distant stars. Alyssa stood at the helm, Catelyn by her side and the crew at their stations, each ready to face the darkness with the light of their conviction. And so, the Nomad's Oath ventured forth, a beacon of hope in the vast, uncharted expanse, star-bound and forever tied to the earth from which they came, embarking on an odyssey that would etch their names among the legends of the cosmos. Chapter 2. First Light on the Nomad's Oath. Aboard the Nomad's Oath, dawn was an elusive concept, an artificial demarcation in the endless night of space. Yet, as the ship's interior lights transitioned from the soft blues of night to the golden hues of morning, a semblance of a new day began. It was a cycle synced more with the crew's needs than with any celestial body, a reminder of the planet they once called home. In her quarters, Captain Alyssa awoke not to the sound of an alarm, but to the gentle nudge of Solaris, her Deshimir companion. Its perceptive eyes seemed to understand the burden she carried better than anyone else. With a soft touch to its head, Alyssa rose, ready to face the day. Her routine was simple yet grounding, a brief moment of solitude before the ship roared to life with the activities of its eclectic crew. Breakfast was a communal affair in the galley, where the crew gathered to fuel their bodies and spirits for the day ahead. The air buzzed with conversations, a mosaic of languages and laughter, a testament to the diversity that Alyssa and Catelyn championed. There was Jax, recounting tales of his latest piloting escapade with a mischievous glint in his eye, while Zara, ever the inventor, sketched out designs for a new engine modification on a napkin. Alyssa and Catelyn sat together, their bond evident in their shared glances and unspoken understanding. The duo discussed logistics and strategies with a balance of seriousness and humor. This dynamic, the blend of duty and camaraderie, was the heart of the Nomad's Oath. It was what made them not just a crew, but a family. As breakfast concluded, Alyssa addressed the crew, her presence commanding yet compassionate. Today we begin preparations in earnest. Our journey through the Phantasmagoria Nebula is more than just a rescue mission. It's a testament to what we stand for. Each of us here, regardless of our past, chose to be part of something greater. She continued, outlining the day's agenda, from navigational calibrations to medical inventory, ensuring that no stone was left unturned. The significance of their mission loomed large, and the air was thick with determination and a hint of anticipation. Alyssa spent the morning in the cockpit with Jax and Catelyn, poring over star maps and plotting their course. The Phantasmagoria Nebula was a mesmerizing yet treacherous expanse, known for its shifting energy currents and unpredictable space-time anomalies. Navigating it would require precision and intuition, qualities that Jax, with his devil-may-care attitude, surprisingly possessed in abundance. Meanwhile, Catelyn oversaw a drill, a simulated rescue operation that tested their readiness and adaptability. The crew maneuvered through the corridors and chambers of the ship with practiced ease, their roles fluid yet coherent. It was a dance they had performed countless times, each movement bearing the weight of lives saved and crises averted. As the day progressed, Alyssa found herself in the engine room, watching Zara and her team work their magic. The hum of the engines, the lifeblood of the ship, was a constant reminder of the journey ahead. Zara, with her brilliant mind, was pushing the boundaries of what was possible, modifying the engines to withstand the nebula's harsh conditions. The atmosphere aboard the Nomad's Oath was a delicate balance of urgency and patience, of individual strength and collective effort. Each member of the crew, from the seasoned veterans to the eager young novices, contributed their unique skills and perspectives, united in their commitment to the mission. As Alyssa returned to the helm, the stars outside seemed to beckon, each one a beacon in the vast darkness. She took a moment to marvel at the beauty of the universe, at the infinite possibilities it held. It was a beauty she had dedicated her life to protecting, a calling that had led her to command the Nomad's Oath. And so, as the first light of morning gave way to the steady glow of day, the Nomad's Oath surged forward, propelled by the relentless spirit of its crew. Their journey was a beacon of hope in a galaxy often divided by shadows, a testament to the enduring power of honor, unity, and sacrifice. As the ship prepared to enter the Phantasmagoria Nebula, the crew of the Nomad's Oath stood ready, their resolve tempered in the fires of adversity. They were not just navigating the stars, they were charting a course toward a future where the legacy of their oath could light the way for generations to come. 3. Call of the Void. In the cosmic ballet of the universe, the Nomad's Oath was but a speck, gliding through the inky tapestry of space, each star a note in an unending symphony. Within its metal confines, a crew bound by more than duty prepared to face the unknown, driven by a singular goal that shone with the fervor of a supernova. The kidnapping of the heiress Adrastea, a pivotal figure destined to bridge worlds, had sent ripples through the galaxy. It was a call to action, a beacon that had drawn the Nomad's Oath into the heart of a looming storm. Captain Alyssa stood before the main view screen, her gaze piercing the darkness beyond. The mission was a perilous one, fraught with danger and uncertainties. Yet her decision was unwavering. The heiress was more than a mere political figure. Her safe return symbolized hope, a chance for unity in a galaxy fragmented by strife. The crew assembled in the common area, forming a semicircle around Alyssa. The air was thick with anticipation, an electric charge that buzzed through the room. Catelyn stood by Alyssa's side, her presence a rock of support. Kyle, nervous yet eager, fidgeted at the edge of the group, his eyes wide with a blend of fear and excitement. We stand on the cusp of a journey unlike any we've undertaken before, Alyssa began, her voice steady. The path ahead is shrouded in danger, the Phantasmagoria Nebula, a labyrinth of shadows and whispers. But within its heart lies our objective, the hidden enclave where the heiress is believed to be held. The crew listened in rapt attention, the gravity of the mission setting in. Jax's usual levity was tempered by the seriousness of the moment. Zara, her mind already racing, pondered the technical challenges they would face, and amongst them Solaris, ever watchful, seemed to sense the magnitude of the task at hand. Catelyn stepped forward, a datapad in hand. "This is not just a mission of rescue," she said, echoing Alyssa's resolve. "It's a testament to our convictions. To undertake this journey is to put our lives on the line for a cause that transcends personal gain." A murmur of assent ran through the crew. The words were not merely rhetoric. They were a reminder of the oath they had all taken, a bond stronger than the steel of the ship that carried them. Alyssa continued, "We have allies, those who also believe in the heiress's potential to mend rifts that have divided civilizations. They've provided us with intel and resources. But make no mistake, the route is guarded by both natural hazards and those who wish to see us fail." The mention of allies brought a glimmer of optimism. In a galaxy where alliances were often as fleeting as a shooting star, knowing they were not alone bolstered their spirits. It was Kyle who broke the silence that followed. "What can we do? How do we fit into this larger picture?" His voice, timid at first, grew stronger with each word. Alyssa's response was immediate. "Every role is crucial, from navigating through the nebula's treacherous currents to ensuring our systems remain operational in the face of adversity. Each of you has been chosen for this crew because you are the best at what you do." The meeting concluded with logistics, assignments handed out and strategies discussed. They were more than tasks. They were pieces of a puzzle, each fitting into the larger goal of their mission. As the crew dispersed, a renewed sense of purpose filled the air. The Nomad's oath was more than a ship. It was a vessel of hope, carrying them into the void. As Alyssa and Catelyn lingered behind, a final glance at the stars served as a silent vow. They were embarking on a quest that could alter the course of history. A fight not just for the heiress, but for the very soul of the galaxy. The void called, a whisper in the dark, a challenge to be met. And so, with hearts bold and spirits defiant, the Nomad's oath set forth, its course charted through the shadows towards a light they hoped to reclaim. In the deep expanse of space where danger and beauty danced in an eternal embrace, their journey was a beacon, a promise of a battle fought for unity, honor, and a legacy that would echo through the ages. Into the maw. The Nomad's oath embarked on its mission, threading through the cosmos with determination. Ahead lay the Phantasmagoria Nebula, a swirling maelstrom of colors and darkness, where stars were born and secrets lay hidden. It was a place of beauty and peril, known to few and feared by many. Within its depths, the crew hoped to find Adrastea, their mission more than a rescue. It was a crusade for unity in an increasingly fractious galaxy. Captain Alyssa navigated the ship with a steady hand, her years of experience evident in every maneuver. Beside her, Catelyn plotted courses, her mind a whirlwind of strategy and anticipation. The rest of the crew busied themselves with their assigned tasks, ensuring that the Nomad's oath was prepared for what lay ahead. Their shared purpose was a bond, unspoken yet palpable, each aware of the responsibility that rested on their shoulders. As they approached the nebula, Zara, their tech wizard, initiated a deep scan, her eyes darting across screens filled with data. "The nebula's interfering with our systems. It's like it's alive, breathing around us," she reported, her voice tinged with awe and concern. Alyssa acknowledged her with a nod, her gaze fixed on the swirling gases outside. The Phantasmagoria Nebula was more than a natural phenomenon. It was a guardian of secrets, its beauty a veil for the dangers it concealed. The Nomad's oath entered the nebula, its lights dimming as if in respect. The crew held their breath, the usual hum of the ship now a whisper. They were in the maw of the unknown, where countless had ventured, but few had returned. Kyle, stationed at navigation, found his usual anxiety replaced with a sense of wonder. The nebula was unlike anything he'd ever seen, its colors a tapestry of the cosmos itself. Yet, hidden in that beauty was the reason for their journey. an heir whose return could herald a new era. His thoughts were a whirlwind of hope and fear, the weight of their quest heavy upon his young shoulders. Suddenly, the ship shuddered, a low growl emanating from the nebula. "We've hit a snag," Catelyn exclaimed, her fingers flying over the controls. "Some kind of gravitational anomaly. It's pulling us off course." The crew sprang into action, their training kicking in. Zara adjusted the shields, trying to counteract the gravitational pull. Jax, their engineer, boosted the engines, his face set in grim determination. Alyssa, eyes narrowed, fought with the helm, her every muscle tense as she sought to regain control. "We need to recalibrate the navigation system now," Alyssa commanded. Kyle, his earlier awe forgotten, worked feverishly, his fingers a blur. The ship groaned, a testament to the struggle between human ingenuity and the raw power of nature. Then, as suddenly as it had begun, the anomaly released them, the Nomad's oath breaking free with a triumphant shudder. The crew exhaled in unison, relief flooding the bridge. They had survived their first trial, but the journey through the nebula was far from over. In the quiet that followed, Solaris, Alyssa's Deschimere companion, stirred, its eyes glowing softly in the dim light. The creature, sensitive to the ebb and flow of the cosmos, seemed unperturbed by the ordeal. Its calm served as a reminder of the enduring strength of life, a beacon of hope in the vastness of space. "We're not out of the woods yet," Catelyn muttered, her eyes scanning the readouts. "The nebula's still got surprises in store for us." Alyssa nodded, her resolve firm. "We knew this wouldn't be easy, but we're not turning back, not while Adrastea needs us." Her words were a rallying cry, a declaration of their unwavering commitment. The Nomad's oath continued its journey, deeper into the heart of the nebula. With each parsec conquered, the crew edged closer to their goal, aware that the true challenge lay ahead. They were far from the safety of known space, venturing where history was yet to be written. As the ship sailed on, a sense of unity pervaded the air, each crew member acutely aware of their part in the tapestry of their mission. They were explorers, warriors, and guardians, bound by a common cause, to bring home the lost heir and with her, the promise of a new dawn. The nebula watched, impassive yet alive, a witness to the courage of those who dared to traverse its depths. The Nomad's oath was a speck of light in the void, a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the bonds that held them together. Into the maw they had ventured, and through it they would navigate, driven by a mission that transcended their own lives, for in their hands lay the fate of the galaxy. Chapter 5: Echoes of Utopian City. The Phantasmagoria Nebula's challenge was but a prelude to what awaited the crew of the Nomad's Oath. Beyond the swirling mists of cosmic dust and gas lay their true destination, the hidden enclaves of Utopian City, a place whispered about in the back alleys of space bars and sung in the ballads of star travelers. It was said to be a refuge for those fleeing the strife, tearing the galaxy apart, a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. And it was here, among its luminescent towers and shadowed underbelly, that they would find the key to locating Adrastea. As the Nomad's Oath emerged from the nebula, the silhouette of Utopian City unfurled before them, majestic and enigmatic. The city floated in space, unbound by planetary gravity, its myriad lights twinkling like stars. It was a marvel of engineering, and a testament to the resolve of those who sought peace in a galaxy in turmoil. Captain Alyssa stood at the helm, her gaze locked on the city. Her heart beat with a mixture of anticipation and dread. To navigate the complexities of Utopian City would require every ounce of their collective wits and bravery. She turned to her crew, her voice steady. "Our journey takes us into the heart of Utopian City. Stay sharp and trust in each other. We are the Nomad's Oath, and together there is nothing we can't face." Her words bolstered the crew's spirits, a gentle reminder of the bond they shared. Together, they had faced the abyss and emerged stronger. Utopian City would be no different. Landing procedures were initiated, and the Nomad's Oath descended into the city's airspace. The ship was directed to a docking bay, the process overseen by AI guardians whose sensors scanned the vessel with an impersonal rigor. Stepping onto the landing platform, the crew was greeted by a contingent of emissaries, their attire a blend of the traditional and the futuristic, reflecting the diverse cultures that had found a home in Utopian City. The emissaries welcomed them with a formality that belied the underlying tension of their mission. Secrets and alliances were the currency of Utopian City, and the crew was well aware of the delicacy of their endeavors. Alyssa, leading her team, engaged the emissaries in dialogue, her diplomacy masking the urgency of their quest. They were guided through the city, its beauty a stark contrast to the grim purpose that brought them there. Through towering spires and bustling marketplaces, the echoes of 1,000 lives intermingled, painting a picture of unity amidst diversity. Yet beneath the veneer of harmony, the crew sensed the undercurrents of discord. Utopian City, for all its ideals, was not immune to the challenges facing the galaxy. It was a sanctuary, yes, but one built on the delicate balance of power and secrecy. Their guide, a being known as Marek, with iridescent skin and eyes that seemed to hold the depths of the universe, led them to a secluded rendezvous. Here, they were to meet Lorandus, a figure rumored to be deeply connected to the political undercurrents of Utopian City, and more importantly, to the location of Adrastea. Lorandus proved to be an enigma, her presence commanding yet ethereal. She listened to Alyssa's plea, her expression unreadable. The tension in the air was palpable as they awaited her response, their mission and potentially the fate of the galaxy hanging in the balance. After what seemed an eternity, Lorandus spoke, her voice a melody that hinted at a myriad of unspoken truths. The path to Adrastea is fraught with danger and betrayal. Many seek to control her destiny for their own ends, but I see in you a strength and a purity of purpose. I will aid you, not for the promise of reward, but because I, too, share your dream of a unified galaxy. Her words were a beacon, illuminating the path forward. She provided them with vital information, a map encoded in an artifact of ancient design, its origins lost to time. This will guide you to where Adrastea is held captive. Guard it well, for it is more than a map. It is a key to unlocking her true potential, and with it, the future of the galaxy. The crew of the Nomad's Oath left Utopian City with a new sense of purpose. Their mission had taken on a deeper significance, transcending the mere rescue of an heir. They were embarking on a journey that could forge a new destiny for all. As they returned to their ship, each member of the crew carried within them the echoes of Utopian City, a reminder of what they fought for: unity in diversity, peace amidst turmoil, and the dream of a galaxy where every being could look up at the stars and see not a vast emptiness, but a home. The Nomad's Oath lifted off, leaving the city behind but carrying its spirit forward. Ahead lay unknown dangers, but also hope, a hope that burned as bright as the stars themselves. Chapter 6, Betrayal in Starlight. With the artifact secured and the guidance of Lorandus instilling a newfound determination, the Nomad's Oath set course away from the enigmatic beauty of Utopian City, propelling itself into the star-strewn vastness that lay before them. The artifact, a complex amalgam of ancient technology and inscrutable design, now represented their only lead to Adrastea and her captors. The weight of their mission seemed all the more tangible now, cradled in the heart of their vessel like the very soul of their quest. Within the confines of the ship, tensions previously unseen began to surface, stirred by the whispers of betrayal that seemed almost to emanate from the stars themselves. Kyle, whose youthful exuberance and flirtations had once been a source of light-hearted camaraderie, found himself at the center of a deepening rift. His recent, and rather ill-considered, attempt to navigate the affections of both Alyssa and Catelyn had sown seeds of discord among the tight-knit crew. This unwelcome development risked fracturing their unity at a time when solidarity was their greatest shield. Alyssa, ever the peacemaker, sought to address the issue directly, hoping to mend the bonds strained by unspoken grievances and hurt feelings. She summoned Kyle to her quarters, the seriousness of her expression leaving no room for his usual charm to deflect the gravity of their conversation. "Kyle, we stand on the brink of something that stretches far beyond us, beyond even the stars," Alyssa began, her tone measured but firm. "Our mission demands of us a unity that cannot afford the luxury of personal grievances. What has transpired between you, Catelyn, and myself, it must be set aside. The stakes are too high." Kyle, visibly chastened, nodded in silent agreement. The levity that usually carried him seemed to falter under the weight of Alyssa's words. He understood, perhaps for the first time, the true scope of their journey and the role he must play within it, not as a source of discord, but as a pillar of support. As if to test their resolve, the artifact, silent until now, sprang to life, its surfaces illuminating with cryptic symbols and projections. The map it revealed pointed towards a sector of space known as the Shadow's Veil, a region rumored to be fraught with danger and the haunt of those who sought to escape the gaze of galactic law. It was here, among the stars shrouded in mystery, that they would find their next lead. The crew gathered around the holographic projection, each member setting aside personal grievances for the greater good. Their mission was clear and the path perilous. Yet, it was Kyle's voice that broke the silence, a tone of solemnity replacing his usual jovial timbre. We head into the shadows together, bound by more than just duty. Let the test of the veil be the forge in which we renew our bonds. I stand with you, not just as a member of this crew, but as a friend committed to our cause. His words, heartfelt and sincere, served to mend the fissures of mistrust, wrapping the crew in a renewed sense of purpose. Alyssa and Catelyn exchanged glances, a silent acknowledgement of Kyle's growth and the path they had chosen to walk together. The Nomad's oath coursed through space, its destination now marked by the ancient guide they had been bequeathed. Each star they passed seemed to bear witness to their resolve, a symphony of light against the backdrop of the cosmos. However, their resolve would soon be tested in ways they could scarcely imagine. As they neared the Shadow's Veil, a distress signal, faint and erratic, pierced the silence of space. Alyssa, ever attuned to the call of the vulnerable, made the decision to intercept. The signal led them to a derelict vessel, its origins unknown, adrift among the stars. Boarding the vessel, they found no living crew, only the echoes of a desperate struggle and a lone survivor, a child of an alien species, hiding amidst the wreckage. This unexpected encounter would set into motion a chain of events that would challenge their very notions of trust and betrayal. For within the child's innocent request for help lay the seeds of a plot that threatened to unravel the delicate fabric of their quest and the unity they had fought so hard to forge. As the Nomad's oath resumed its journey, now burdened with the care of a mysterious child and the shadows of deception creeping at its edges, the crew faced the dawning realization that betrayal may come from within the starlight itself. Their voyage through the Shadow's Veil would test not only their bravery against external threats, but also their trust in one another. The unity they had reclaimed now shimmered fragilely, like starlight on the verge of being extinguished by the darkness it sought to pierce. Chapter 7. Nebula Heart. As the Nomad's oath voyaged deeper into the uncharted expanses that cradled the Shadow's Veil, the cosmos seemed to throb with a silent pulse, a rhythm felt rather than heard. This part of space, shrouded in tendrils of cosmic dust and enigma, was as beautiful as it was perilous. The crew, still grappling with the revelations and the new charge under their care, felt the weight of their journey more acutely than ever. The child, who had introduced themselves simply as Mirren, possessed an otherworldly grace, their eyes shimmering with the echoes of nebulas yet unseen. Despite their initial reticence, a bond began to form between them and the crew, particularly with Alyssa, whose empathetic nature bridged the gap between the human and the alien. As they approached the heart of the Shadow's Veil, the artifact once again sprang to life, its projections now swirling with patterns that mirrored the very nebulae they navigated. It was as if they were being guided not just by ancient technology, but by the very soul of the cosmos itself. The sudden activation of the artifact wasn't the only anomaly. The systems on the Nomad's oath began to exhibit unexplained malfunctions, as though the ship itself was protesting against the abyssal depths they dared to explore. Catelyn, ever the pragmatist, spearheaded the efforts to keep their vessel functional, her skills as an engineer proving as vital as her courage. Kyle, determined to prove his worth and solidify the bonds he had once jeopardized, found himself delving into the ship's deeper mysteries, his earlier naivete giving way to a resolute determination. His journey alongside Alyssa and Catelyn transformed him, the trials of space forging a newfound resilience within him. Within the heart of the Shadow's Veil, they encountered phenomena that defied explanation. space-time anomalies that bent the very fabric of reality, nebulous ghost ships that appeared and vanished without a trace, and cosmic storms that roared with the fury of the universe itself. It was within one such storm that their mettle was tested to its utmost. A solar tempest, erupting with sudden violence, ensnared the Nomad's oath, its tendrils of plasma and magnetic fury threatening to tear the ship asunder. Amidst the chaos, it was Mirren who, with an unexpected display of their own latent abilities, calmed the storm around them. The nebula's heart, once a place of unspeakable danger, became a crucible in which their unity and resolve were tempered. Emerging from the tempest, the artifact directed them toward a location that seemed to pulse with promise and peril in equal measure, a hidden installation, ancient and cryptic, its design reminiscent of the artifact itself. It was here that they hoped to find the key to Adrastea's rescue and the secrets that the galaxy had kept hidden in its depths. The installation, a testament to a civilization long forgotten, harbored dangers of its own. Automated defenses, awakened by their intrusion, posed a lethal challenge. The crew's unity and adaptability turned the tide, transforming potential peril into an opportunity to uncover truths that had been shrouded in the veils of cosmic history. It was within the heart of this forsaken place that they discovered the true purpose of the artifact. It was a key, a means to access the vast repository of knowledge and technology left behind by a species that had once stood sentinel over the galaxy. This knowledge, potent and profound, promised not only the means to rescue Adrastea, but hinted at a destiny far greater than any of them had imagined. Yet the revelation was bittersweet. For as they delved into the secrets of the installation, Catelyn stumbled upon a truth that would alter the course of their journey irrevocably. The technology they sought, while powerful, came with a dire cost, one that demanded a sacrifice of unimaginable magnitude. Catelyn, wrestling with the implications of their discovery, found herself at a crossroads. The realization that their quest could only be fulfilled through a sacrifice that might very well be her own cast a shadow over the bond she shared with Alyssa and the rest of the crew. The weight of this knowledge and the decision it necessitated threatened to fracture the unity they had fought so hard to build. As the Nomad's oath emerged from the nebula's heart, its crew tempered by trials and bound by revelations unforeseen, the path forward was clear, yet fraught with shadows. The sacrifice looming on the horizon, illuminated by the light of the stars, would test the very essence of the bonds they shared, the ideals they cherished, and the legacy they sought to leave among the cosmos. Chapter 8. The Sacrifice of Stars. The return journey from the heart of the Shadow's Veil was as fraught with reflection as it was with celestial anomalies. The Nomad's oath, though battered by its trial through the nebulous storm and the ancient installation's defenses, held a solemn atmosphere, its crew weighted by the gravity of their discovery and the impending sacrifice. In the dimly lit corridors of the ship, Catelyn moved with a quiet resolve, her usual vivacity dimmed by the burden of knowledge she now carried. She sought solitude, grappling with the enormity of the revelation that had come upon them. The technology required to rescue Adrastea and perhaps forge a new destiny for the galaxy demanded a sacrifice, a life for the countless others. Alyssa, sensing the shift in her friend and first mate, tried to bridge the gulf that fear and duty had erected between them. Their conversations, once filled with shared dreams and light-hearted banter, now skirted the chasm of unspoken fears and recognized but unvoiced truths. Kyle, transformed by their experiences within the nebula, perceived the undercurrent of tension that threaded through the crew. With a newfound maturity, he sought to stand as a pillar of support, not only for Alyssa, whose leadership was now tested by the specter of loss, but also for Catelyn, whose bravery faced the ultimate test. The Nomad's oath soon found itself within the orbit of a serene planet, hidden away in the folds of space, untouched by the larger conflicts of the galaxy. It was here, in this secluded haven, that they would make their preparations for the final leg of their quest. The planet's isolation offered not just a temporary respite from their relentless pursuit, but also a moment of clarity, a moment to confront the decision that loomed over them. Under the light of alien stars, the crew gathered, the air tinged with the solemnity of a council of war. Alyssa, standing before them, her gaze encompassing each member of her chosen family, spoke of the path ahead, her voice steady, but her eyes betraying the turmoil within. "It is not just the rescue of Adrastea that lies before us," she began, the weight of command heavy in her tone. "It is the realization that our actions, our choices, have the power to reshape the destiny not just of the Nomad's Oath, but of the galaxy itself. The revelation of the sacrifice required by the ancient technology, their key to achieving their quest, hung unsaid between them. It was Catelyn who stepped forward. Her decision mirrored in the set of her jaw and the resolve in her eyes. The knowledge we've uncovered, the power at our disposal, it demands a price I'm willing to pay." Her declaration, brave and selfless, stirred a tumult of emotions among the crew, from admiration to despair. Alyssa's protest was immediate, her refusal to accept Catelyn's decision spoken with the fervor of their shared history and the depth of their bond. "There must be another way," she insisted, her voice a plea for defiance against the seemingly inevitable. But Catelyn's decision, made in the quiet solitude of her own reflections, remained unshaken. "This is my choice, Alyssa, for the Nomad's Oath, for Adrastea, for all the lives that hang in the balance." The ensuing hours were a testament to the crew's unity and their unwavering support for one another. Preparations were made, plans laid out with meticulous care, each member contributing to the formidable task ahead. Yet, beneath the veneer of determination, ran an undercurrent of grief for the choice made and the looming parting of ways. On the eve of their departure, the crew of the Nomad's Oath stood together under the starlit sky of the secluded planet, a silent vigil for the journey they had embarked upon and the sacrifice that awaited. Words of encouragement, of gratitude, of farewell were exchanged, each member drawing strength from the other. As dawn broke, casting a new light upon their resolve, the Nomad's Oath set course for the final confrontation, its crew bound by a shared purpose and the unbreakable ties of camaraderie. They faced not just the challenge of their mission, but the profound realization that the true measure of duty and honor lay in the willingness to sacrifice for a cause greater than oneself. Thus, with hearts heavy yet resolute, they ventured forth, the sacrifice of stars guiding their way. It was a testament to the enduring power of friendship, the depths of loyalty, and the unyielding courage that defined the legacy they would leave among the cosmos. Chapter 9. Forged in Cosmic Fire. The galaxy itself seemed to hold its breath as the Nomad's Oath made its approach towards the heart of the conflict, where the fate of the kidnapped child and the unity of the disparate galactic factions would be decided. The crew, bound by sorrow for the impending sacrifice, yet fueled by the fire of purpose, understood that the culmination of their journey would change them, and possibly the cosmos, forever. Alyssa stood at the helm, her gaze fixed on the view screen, where stars danced and planets moved in the eternal ballet of the galaxy. The weight of leadership pressed down on her shoulders like the gravity of a neutron star, yet her decision was made. There was no turning back now, not with Catelyn's sacrifice hanging like a specter over them, and the lives of billions teetering on the edge of a knife. Kyle, having shed the remnants of his earlier naivete, now operated the ship's complex navigation systems with a deftness born of necessity. His journey had been among the most transformative, from a source of discord to a pillar of strength, proving that even in the vastness of the cosmos, personal growth was as significant as the movement of galaxies. Meanwhile, Catelyn prepared for what was to come in the silence of her quarters, her heart heavy with the knowledge of her decision, yet unburdened by doubt. She reflected on the journey that had brought them here, on the moments of laughter and tears, of victory and defeat that had forged the crew of the Nomad's Oath into a family. As they neared their destination, hidden threats and unseen obstacles tested their resolve. Space itself seemed to warp around them, time dilating as if reluctant to let them reach the point where history would pivot on their actions. Yet, through technical prowess and sheer force of will, they persevered, emerging from a maelstrom of cosmic energies into the relative calm of their target system. The confrontation, when it came, was unlike any they had faced. The forces arrayed against them were formidable, their technologies strange and terrifying. But the Nomad's oath and her crew were not without their own surprises. They fought with a desperation and inventiveness that only those standing on the precipice of irrevocable change could muster. In the heart of the battle, as energy beams lacerated space and the cold vacuum was lit by the explosions of starships, the ancient device acquired from the nebula's heart was activated. The process was arcane and fraught with danger, demanding a focus that bordered on transcendence. Catelyn, her life force the catalyst for the mechanism's activation, felt a serenity she had not expected. Her vision blurred, not with tears but with the light of otherworldly energies that coalesced around her. She saw not the end, but the beginning, a vision of unity and peace that could bloom from her sacrifice. Alyssa and Kyle, engaged in the life and death struggle outside, sensed the moment of Catelyn's sacrifice, feeling a profound loss that threatened to unravel them. Yet, bound by the unspoken promise they had made to their friend and to the galaxy, they fought on, their resolve hardened by the knowledge that Catelyn's sacrifice would not be in vain. The activation of the device unleashed forces that defied understanding, reshaping the fabric of space around the embattled system. Enemy ships, caught in the maelstrom, were either disabled or retreated, unable to withstand the cosmic upheaval. In the aftermath, as the energies dissipated and calm returned to the region, the true impact of their actions became apparent. The kidnapped child Adrastea was saved, her potential to unify the factions now a possibility, made real by the sacrifice and bravery of the crew of the Nomad's oath. As they returned to their ship, the loss of Catelyn hung over them like a shroud, yet within their hearts burned a fierce joy for the victory achieved and the lives saved. They had faced the crucible and emerged not unscathed but forged anew in the cosmic fire of sacrifice and unity. The Nomad's oath, once a mere pirate ship, now stood as a symbol of hope, a testament to the possibility of change and the indomitable spirit of those who dare to dream. Alyssa, Kyle, and the rest of the crew, their journey far from over, faced the future with a resolve strengthened by the trials they had endured and the legacy left in their keeping. And somewhere, in the vast, uncharted realms of the cosmos, Catelyn's spirit watched over them, a guardian star guiding them towards new adventures, her sacrifice a beacon in the dark, illuminating the path towards a better future. Chapter 10, Legacy's Call. The dust of cosmic battles settled as the Nomad's oath drifted silently through the scarred battlefield, the echo of Catelyn's sacrifice still resonating in the depths of space. The victory was palpable, a tangible shift in the galaxy's tides toward unity and peace, facilitated by their actions and irrevocable sacrifices. Yet, the triumph was marred by the personal loss that each of them bore, a void that Catelyn's absence had left. Alyssa stood by the bridge's viewport, her eyes tracing the myriad stars that adorned the vast canvas of space. They seemed to shimmer a bit brighter, perhaps a testament to Catelyn's legacy or the embodiment of the hope she had ignited across the cosmos. She clung to the latter belief. It was a solace, a gentle whisper in the void that their sacrifices bore fruit, that their quest had altered the course of history. Below decks, the rescued child, Adrastea, slept peacefully, oblivious to the monumental role she had played in the galaxy's fate. Her existence, a beacon for unity, had been preserved through their indomitable will and Catelyn's ultimate sacrifice. As Alyssa's gaze lingered on the tranquility of the stars, she felt an overwhelming responsibility towards the child. Catelyn had given everything for this moment. It was now upon them to nurture and protect the hope she had secured. Kyle's presence by her side was a comforting assurance. The journey had transformed him, molding his once naive spirit into one tempered by the trials they had faced. He had grown into his role, understanding the depths of what they had fought for, the essence of the legacy they were to uphold. Their shared loss had forged a stronger bond between him and Alyssa, a tacit understanding that they were now the custodians of the Nomad's oath's ethos and Catelyn's memory. The return to Utopian City was a silent affair, marked not by the fanfare of heroes, but by the solemn respect of those who had witnessed the dawn of a new era. The factions, once divided by insurmountable differences, now looked towards a future of tentative alliance, their unity symbolized by the presence of Adrastea among them. As Alyssa addressed the assembly, her voice steady and sure, She spoke not only as the captain of the Nomad's oath, but as a harbinger of the new dawn they had ushered in. Her words, imbued with the weight of their journey, resonated with the leaders of the factions, weaving a narrative of hope, sacrifice, and the indomitable spirit of unity. In the vast expanse of the cosmos, she began, her eyes meeting those of the gathered crowd, we have faced the darkness that seeks to divide us, to extinguish the light of hope and progress. Yet, in the heart of that darkness, we found not despair, but the strength to forge a new path, a path illuminated by the sacrifices of those who believed in a future where we stand united, not as disparate factions, but as a galaxy bound by the legacy of honor and compassion. The assembly was silent, moved by the depth of Alyssa's conviction. She continued, "Today, as we stand on the cusp of a new era, let us remember those who laid down their lives for this moment. Let their sacrifice not be in vain, but serve as the foundation upon which we build a future of peace and unity." As Alyssa concluded, a solemn vow was made, echoing through the chambers of Utopian City and beyond, to honor the legacy of the Nomad's oath and the sacrifice that had brought them to this juncture. Adrastea, upon whose young shoulders the future rested, was introduced to the assembly, her presence a tangible emblem of the unity that had been fought for so fiercely. The ensuing days were a maelstrom of preparation and planning, as alliances were forged and strategies for a united future deliberated. Alyssa and Kyle, along with the Nomad's Oath's crew, were at the heart of these discussions, their experiences and insights invaluable to the shaping of the nascent Allied coalition. Yet, amidst the whirlwind of activity, Alyssa found moments of quiet reflection, often in the company of Solaris, Catelyn's beloved Deshemir. The creature, sensing the loss of its owner, had grown close to Alyssa, finding solace in her presence. In those moments, Alyssa felt the weight of Catelyn's absence most keenly, her memory a bittersweet reminder of the cost of their victory. As the Nomad's Oath prepared to set sail once more, a sense of anticipation filled the air. The galaxy was vast, its mysteries and challenges unending, but the legacy they carried, the oath they had pledged to the cosmos, was a guiding light through the darkness, a beacon of hope and honor in the uncharted expanse. "The journey continues," Alyssa murmured to Kyle as they stood on the bridge, gazing into the infinite possibilities that lay ahead, for Catelyn, for Adrastea, for all of us. With that, the Nomad's Oath sailed forth, its course set not just by the coordinates that spanned before them, but by the legacy etched into the hearts of those who called her home, a legacy of sacrifice, unity, and the unwavering belief in a better tomorrow. Chapter 11. A New Dawn for the Nomad. The aftermath of their climactic confrontation hung like a shadow over the crew of the Nomad's Oath. As the ship drifted through the serene emptiness between the stars, a period of mourning and recovery enshrouded its occupants. Catelyn's sacrifice, noble and heartrending, had ensured their victory and the safety of the galaxy. Yet it left a void within the crew that seemed as vast and unfillable as the space surrounding them. Alyssa stood solemnly at the window of her quarters, gazing out at the cosmos that had been both a battlefield and a sanctuary. The tranquil beauty of the nebulae and distant galaxies offered a stark contrast to the storm of emotions within her. She replayed the moments leading up to Catelyn's sacrifice, wondering if there had been another way, a different path that could have avoided this loss. But deep down, she knew Catelyn had made her choice with eyes wide open, driven by a profound love for her crew and the ideals they stood for. The door chimed softly, breaking Alyssa's reverie. It was Kyle, his eyes bearing the weight of shared grief. Alyssa's heart ached for him. The young man had found a family among them, and now he too had to navigate the pain of losing someone integral to that family. "Captain," he began, his voice barely above a whisper, "the crew, they've prepared something for Catelyn. They'd like you to join." Alyssa nodded, a silent acknowledgement of the bond that held them together even in their darkest hour. She followed Kyle to the common area, where the remaining members of the crew had gathered. In the center of the room stood a holographic display, flickering to life as they approached. It was a montage of memories, a tapestry of moments that captured Catelyn's spirit, her infectious laughter, her unyielding courage, and her unwavering loyalty. Tears welled in Alyssa's eyes as she watched, surrounded by her crew, her family. They shared stories, laughter, and tears, weaving a narrative of love and loss that transcended the confines of their spaceship. It was a testament to Catelyn's impact on each of them, a reminder of the power of unity and sacrifice. As the memorial drew to a close, Alyssa addressed her crew, her voice steady despite the tumult within. Today we honor not just the memory of a dear friend and a valiant soul, but also the ideals she gave her life for. Catelyn believed in the ethos of this ship, in the strength of our unity, and in the pursuit of a better future for all. We carry that legacy within us, a beacon to light our way through the darkest spaces. The crew of the Nomad's Oath stood in silent solidarity, their resolve fortified by the memory of Catelyn's sacrifice. There was healing to be done, wounds to mend, but in that moment, they understood the responsibility that rested on their shoulders. They were the custodians of a new dawn, a hope for the fractured galaxy that lay beyond their ship. The journey back to civilization was introspective, each member of the crew reflecting on the path that had led them to this point and the future that lay ahead. Alyssa spent her days planning their next steps, liaising with newly forged allies, and ensuring that the legacy of Catelyn and their mission would not fade into the annals of history, but spark a movement towards unity and peace. As the Nomad's Oath approached Utopian City, a beacon of progress amidst the stars, Alyssa felt a renewed sense of purpose. They had faced the abyss and emerged not broken but strengthened. The challenge now was to carry forward the torch of hope and unity, to honor the sacrifice of those who had paved the way, and to forge a legacy that would illuminate the cosmos for generations to come. The closing chapter of the Nomad's Oath's current odyssey was bittersweet, tinged with loss but buoyed by the promise of new beginnings. As the ship docked and the crew disembarked, they stepped into a galaxy still fraught with challenges but ripe with potential. Their journey had proven that even in the vast, often divided expanse of space, unity, honor, and sacrifice could light the way to a brighter tomorrow. Alyssa, with Solaris by her side, looked back at her ship one last time before heading into the throng of Utopian City. This chapter of their journey might have ended, but the stories of the Nomad's Oath and its crew were far from over. They would continue to navigate the stars, a legacy of honor written in the light of distant suns, a beacon for all who dared to dream of a united cosmos. Chapter 12. Stars Untold. The final confrontation had passed, leaving the void of the cosmos hushed in its wake, a silent testament to the resilience and fortitude of the Nomad's Oath and its crew. The nebula that had once seemed an insurmountable barrier now lay behind them, a part of their history, a chapter written in the legacy of their journey. In the dim glow of the cockpit, Alyssa gazed out at the stars, each one holding stories untold, paths untraveled. The return to the familiar corridors of space felt like a rebirth. The galaxy opened before them with a renewed promise of adventure and discovery. Yet the fabric of their fellowship bore the marks of sacrifice and change. Catelyn's absence lay heavy upon them all, a wound fresh and profound, her sacrifice the linchpin of their triumph. The child, once a symbol of their mission's success, had become much more. A beacon of hope and a bond that unified the crew in their shared loss and victory. In the galley, the crew gathered, not for a meal, but for a ceremony of remembrance and honor. Alyssa stood before them, her voice steady, her gaze unwavering. We set out to navigate the stars, but we discovered much more. We found strength in our unity, purpose in our struggles, and honor in our sacrifices. Catelyn embodied these ideals, and though she is not with us, her spirit guides us forward. The crew bowed their heads, a moment of silence enveloping the space, a tribute to their fallen comrade and the journey they had shared. Alyssa continued, "Our mission has ended, but our journey does not. We carry with us the legacy of the Nomad's Oath, a promise to seek out the lost, to defend the vulnerable, and to honor the bonds that unite us." Their eyes met Alyssa's, and in them she saw the reflection of her own determination, the shared resolve to continue the mission in a way that would make Catelyn proud. They were no longer just a crew. They had become guardians of a legacy, each one a custodian of the principles that had steered their course through the darkness. The ceremony closed with the crew placing their hands together, a symbol of their unity and mutual support. It was a simple gesture, yet it held the weight of galaxies, a promise to uphold the ideals that had guided them. As the days turned to weeks, the Nomad's Oath ventured into new sectors, its reputation spreading like stardust across the cosmos. Rescues, negotiations, and explorations, the crew faced each challenge with a renewed vigor, their every action a tribute to the legacy they upheld. Alyssa found herself in the cockpit, gazing at the expanse before them, the nebulae and star systems that promised new adventures and encounters. Beside her, the child, now an integral part of the crew, looked out with wonder at the infinite possibilities. She smiled, realizing that their legacy was not just of sacrifice, but of nurturing the future, of guiding the next generation of explorers and guardians. The comm system crackled to life, signaling an incoming distress call. Alyssa's heart quickened, not with fear, but with purpose. She glanced at her crew, their faces etched with determination, ready to face whatever lay ahead. It was in these moments, on the brink of the unknown, that the true essence of the Nomad's Oath shone brightest, a beacon of hope amid the vast tapestry of the cosmos. "Plot a course," Alyssa commanded, her voice resolute. "Let's see where the stars lead us." As the Nomad's Oath surged forward, piercing the darkness, its crew stood united, a testament to the enduring power of honor, friendship, and the unyielding quest for justice. The stars above whispered of untold adventures, of challenges and victories yet to come, each one an opportunity to forge their legacy anew. And in the heart of the galaxy, amidst the swirling dance of celestial bodies, the legacy of the Nomad's Oath continued to unfold, a saga of courage and compassion that would echo through the ages, a beacon for all who navigated the infinite realms of the cosmos.